we live? Let's see here. Looks like we are live. Hello, chat. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bob Plays Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts on Legendary Difficulty! Yes, this is episode 10 of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and now we are going to be upgrading our fleet because we've been in a lot of fights and we need to kind of fix things up. So, when we last left our heroes, or villains, depending on your point of view, we had made peace with Italy, and we had taken this little island here in Spain. And our next goal is we want to eventually take Gibraltar, but we're going to need to get a little bit tougher than we currently are if we're going to be dealing with the Brits. So, looking at our research, I still don't have my radio direction finder, which I really want to have. Working on some armor forging and stuff like that. So basically, we're going to focus on economy, get our transports back up to snuff, which, you know, we're getting there. Let's go drop this down a little bit. And our ships are now all being repaired. We'll just stick them in being for now. We've got our new battleships, our new chunky boys coming out, which we will use for invasioning. So this will be kind of our next step. So we need to get ready for a fight with Britain, and we'll probably also get into a fight with Spain and start grabbing some of their African territories. And I also need to reinforce what I've got. I've got some cruisers down here just to sort of hold this area, but we eventually need to refit them. And I really want to, here we go, poke you. I want to get them the radio direction finding before I get into a fight, if that is possible. So we're going to play it just a little bit chill for a bit, build up the economy. And we're going to stage our chunky boy battleships and get them ready for deployment, because I don't want them to get like blockaded and stuck in the Ionian Sea again. That would be bad. And Spain and Britain, I guess, are fighting with each other. We're eventually going to go fight with both of them. Alright, so the chunky boys are finished. Where they come out? I think in Splato? Yeah, there they are. Alright, so we're going to move these guys. My other chunky boys are based here. So I'll just park you guys. Actually, so that's Western Mediterranean. I want some stuff in Central Mediterranean just to kind of hold down the fort. We're going to park these guys in Benghazi, actually. It's a small port, but we'll just toss these guys here, just get them out of the way for now. Alright. And how are we doing with... Spain doesn't really... I guess they like us okay. So we'll increase some tension with them. I don't really need to do anything yet. Oh, I forgot to check my finances. I'll do that next turn. So we're just going to play it nice and chill for probably about a year. Build up the economy. We got plenty of money. Built up our shipyards. And I could do a batch of refits now, but I don't think I need it. not yet, anyway. I want to make sure Russia and Germany like us. France, we want to make sure they like us enough that they're not going to attack. Alright, so our transports are back up to snuff. There we go. We got nice positive income, which is good. Especially given that we're at peace. Armor forging is coming along. Don't need the shells anymore. I want to get better engines always, but we'll hold off on that because I really want the radio direction finder if I can develop it. And that's because the AI option for controlling your ship, since nobody ever used it, they got rid of it, apparently. And I was using it to kind of guesstimate where the enemy was. I actually did use that, which is unfortunate, but that's alright. It kind of sucked. So, let's just keep plugging away. Eventually I'll need to finish off Italy, but I think I want to get into a fight with France first. Oh, you know what else I ought to do? Is I ought to build another export ship. Let's do that real quick. We're going to make a... Oh, I could wait until... because this might be a little while. I'm going to wait just a little bit longer to make the export ship. Let's go improve things with Russia, because I want them to not invade me, because that would suck. I'm going to go build another super expensive fast destroyer. You know, kind of like a torpedo boat destroyer. And for export purposes. Yeah, my export garbage that we can make some money on. It's small. And there we go. We'll do that. How's my 2 more months on that? This is going to take a little while. And I don't know if I'll get my radio direction finder this time or if I'm going to have to wait for another technology. So I've got a cheat sheet that shows the tech list, but it's not really exactly accurate. I think there's been enough updates since I downloaded that it's probably not quite right. And there might be a little bit of randomness in it also. Now I could build more ships, but I don't know if I really want to build more ships yet. I do need some light cruisers, some more light cruisers to patrol things, or a fast or heavy cruiser, but just I don't want to just build something that's going to be obsolete and wasted. Germany's good. Let's make Russia happy with us a little bit more, because I don't want to get into a fight with the wrong people at the wrong time. Also, for those of you who are watching, I am in Discord. I'm in the Shadows and Dust Discord. And if you know the Discord, you can join me. If you don't know the Discord, then you can type in chat, give me your Discord name, and I will add you to my friends list and shoot you an invite and come hang out with me. So Spain is being annoying, so we'll just reprimand them a little bit. There we go. Alright, so we have the better armor now. So we'll turn that off. And this will be probably 5 or 10 turns, I don't know. Let's see here. So it's right at the L. And we'll see where we're at afterwards. And if it's going to take too long, I'll upgrade my ships without it. I don't need the radio direction finder, but it's so helpful. It's just such a quality of life improvement. especially in like stormy weather and stuff. Especially because I do a lot of like raiding with my light ships to go after enemy transports. Got my hot cup of tea. This Trader Joe's organic Earl Grey tea is fantastic. Thank you, Tony and Viola, for sending it to me. Alright, let's see how far it... Alright, so we got a chunk. So 1, so be 1, 2, 3, 6... Probably like 8 more turns. That's not awful. Just nice and chill. Now the problem is that they're going to be building up their stuff as well. And they are my potential enemies. But I'm not super worried about it. At some point I'm going to have to pick a fight with France also, but I really want to lock down the Mediterranean. We'll sell all the export garbage. Yep, it's coming along nicely. We'll increase tension a little bit more. I don't want to overdo it, though. Economy's growing, you know, solid. I mean, anything, you know, 8.5% growth is great by modern standards, really. So let's see where this goes. And then once I get my new ships together, I'll sell you that. Not selling you those because those suck and they take up a lot of space. I mean, I guess I could. I mean, I've got, but I don't really want to be stuck with crappy ships in my allies' fleets. I want them to at least have something that'll be useful to me in a fight. And then if this doesn't produce radio direction finding, I will be very sad. Let's improve relations. I really want Russia to be on good terms with me. They've wanted to ally with me many times in the past, and I don't want to be allied with anyone in particular because I don't want to be caught up in other people's wars. That's one of the big problems in geopolitics. It's how World War I got started. It's how we get into a lot of our modern messes as we get dragged into stuff from our allies. And so, especially on high difficulty settings, I prefer to be as neutral as possible and just exclusively pursue my own interests. And I think that's the best way to do it. Sell some more export garbage. There we go. Now that was successful with the Russians. Alright, so whoops. Yeah, that's coming along. It's not showing up yet. That's a little odd. Increase some more tension with Great Britain. And it does. The turns do seem to be updating faster than before, so maybe they optimize some things because it's definitely going faster than I'd experienced in the past. Alright, let's go sell some more export garbage. Alright, what are we gonna have here? Ah, advanced navy drills. Alright, fine. We're not gonna wait for the radio direction finder, because that means it'd be like a whole nother year to cycle through all this again. What's in their special machinery? We have electric steering gear. I don't care so much about that. Is there anything that I can grab quick? 10,000 ton heavy cruiser and experimental armor cruise. Let's go for that. Internal protection, anti-flooding 2. That's probably worth trying to grab as well. Alright, so 2 months. And then we'll start upgrading our ships. That's unfortunate. I guess it's a little bit too early to do that. Oh well. I'm gonna turn that off. And what do we have for explosives? We have mine. No, I don't mind. I don't care about that. All right. Make Russia happier again. United States is happy. France is happy enough. Yeah, having Russia and Germany happy with me is super important because those are both like land behemoths, and I do not want to fight either of those because they will kick my ass. Because I am just wee little Austro-Hungarian Empire, and I do not want to get into that kind of stuff. Alright, so we'll sell that. Madagascar. Sure, we will attack Madagascar. We can totally do that. I probably shouldn't because it's really outside of where I want to be, but we will do it anyway. This is how I get into trouble. Alright, so this has 3 turns. And I don't know if I have any other. I've got these guys, which I were to pop them down there. That'll take 2 turns to get there. Let's do it. Alright. So that will take care of that. Now, as far as... Now, what does this advanced Navy drills do? It just lets me have larger task forces. I mean, that's still really useful. That's still important. So I'm not gonna rag on that. All right, so let's go save the game real quick, just in case, because after my Panzer General experiences, I'm always paranoid about games crashing. And let's make new export garbage. So we're gonna make a new design. And we want to make some sort of small ship that we can export. Large torpedo boat destroyer. These things can be up to 750 tons and 33 knots, or regular torpedo boat. Now let's go with the large torpedo boat destroyer. Alright, so we're going to make it big. Well, we could make it really small, actually. Let's make it 35 knots. That's 2. Alright, so let's see what we can do for options, because we don't care about the cost, because these are just for exports. So we're going to do all the things. I've been kind of liking the unbalanced rudders for the fast turning lately. Go for the crump armor, double hull, reinforced bulkheads, anti-flood. Let's go max out your armor. And we need to have I guess we'll make you bigger. You're going to need that. You're going to need a funnel. Alright, so that's a little bit... It's probably a little bit too far. We don't... What's the 33 knots is their ideal speed. using up all the space on here, though. We want Conic 2, radio stuff. Do mine. I don't need minesweeping equipment. Let's go 30 knots, because that's still fast. So that gives me plenty of room. Do I need a secondary tower? I guess I do. Alright, so we have a secondary tower. And so for our guns, we've got Mark III 2-inch guns, or... So I could put like a big ol' honkin' 5-inch gun on there. And that has 8-kilometer range, or I could do a little gun. Actually, we can have... Let's go and do soft cap. Let's see, nose fuse for... Now we can do soft cap. Get a little bit better range, and we do semi-armor piercing, because these are going to be going after, like, little things. Heavy shell size. Do that. Do pitric acid. I don't really care about that. Go into the enhanced reloading. So we could do like the little gun. Or we could go with a... we can go make this a larger weapon. So what do we have here for range? This has a 9-kilometer range, which isn't bad. You know, this isn't really going to be anything to write home about. We need a torpedo. I'll just put a torpedo back here, just because you're going to need a torpedo to make it legal. We don't need... We'll make it a fast torpedo launcher. Not that it'll have any sort of decent range at all. 1-kilometer range. Yeah, I mean, it's... And what I'm kind of inclined to do would be just load it up with all the DACA. I mean, I could go with a big gun, but I think that sheer volume of fire into enemy ships. Let's go move some of this back. Oh, it's overweight now. Let's go move. I guess that's as far back as I can put that, and we'll just move these guns back. We're gonna, because we're still gonna try and make this a nice ship. No, that's too much. So we're gonna just. There we go. So that's nearly perfect balance. It's got an awful pitch. I don't want to do mines. We can do mine sweeping. What is... that makes it too heavy. Oh, it's conning tower. Let's give it some conning tower. Let's give it some. Let's give it some superstructure. I guess this is about as good as we can make it. It's actually not bad. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-inch guns, and it's fast. I could creep up the speed a little bit, maybe. 30.5, no. 30. Let's go 30.3, 30.1, 30.2. .15, 30.16. There we go. That's not bad. So this is going to be like my little export destroyer thing, and let's give it a name. Export. That's my export hunter. Export TBD. Alright, and this thing's not bad. I mean, I bet it could kill some torpedo boats. Alright, so there we go. So now I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of the stuff, because I was really hoping to get the radio direction finder before I upgraded my other ships. So I think the first thing I have to do is upgrade my light cruisers, because they're doing the majority of the work. So my hunters, these guys are good. So let's see what I can do with these guys. These guys are very nice ships. And they're kind of small. We can get them better engines, better armor, so we can add a lot of survivability to them. So that's the big takeaway. I can go pitric acid, which will just mess with. And that'll set a lot of fires everywhere, which I may or may not want to do. I mean, that makes them kind of volatile, as my friend would put it. Adds a lot of shell damage that loses penetration. But I'm using high explosive on cruiser stuff anyway. I got the increased ammo. I go cap ballistic. And the soft cap, I can go nose fuse and really, let's see here. That's minus 10%, but more range and penetration. I think I need all the penetration I can get. Because the pitric acid really drops the penetration. So I think this is probably fine. Go conic 2. Go for radio. Gives me better reconnaissance, which is nice. Alright, so this is already a good enhancement. Now these are 4.9s. Mark II 4.9s, and these are Mark II 3.9s. If I were to do a 2.9 inch, I'm just going to stick one of these right there just for argument's sake. And so let's compare. So this right here, this 2.9 at 5,000 meters is a 2.4 to hit. And at 5,000 meters is a 1.6. 9.1 kilometers versus 9.5. So this is actually a better gun, I think. It weighs less. 5-second reload versus 7. I mean, it fires faster.
Pretty cool that you're in a shipyard. I've never seen this before.
Hey, Solomon.
Hey.
So yeah, I'm building these. I'm redoing these ships, and I'm trying to decide how I want to upgrade them. If I want to go with the 2.9s, which are a little bit more accurate and fire a little faster, but these do quite a bit more damage.
Shouldn't it be like getting it to the point where you have accuracy and speed and just be able to take a massive amount of damage and also whatever type of damage you can do?
Well,
because if you can compensate for tankiness, then it shouldn't matter.
Well, these are about the same. It's just I'm trying to decide if I want to go with slightly bigger guns, or I'll probably stick with the 3-inchers. I mean, as much as I want the 2.9s, the 3-inchers hit a little harder. They're not quite as accurate, but at short range, I don't know how much it matters.
To quote Helsing Abridged, get that bitch a cannon. Bitches love cannons.
I totally don't understand that reference.
It was just funny. It's okay.
All right.
Big guns.
So
why aren't you gonna put big guns on there, or are you gonna put?
Well, I've got big enough guns. This thing's mostly for hunting smaller ships, so it's got a lot of firepower for hunting down smaller ships. I've upgraded the survivability on it. Now, one possibility is I could try to put on. Now that one of the advantages, the 2-inch guns weigh a lot less than the. Oh, you know what? I didn't. Let me put this back on here. And
how many guns can you fit on that thing?
A lot.
So you could put a torpedo launcher on there.
All right, so they both weigh 16 tons between ammo. Let's see, how much ammo? 358. So they both weigh about the same. So yeah, since they weigh the same, I'll probably do the 3-inch guns.
What happens if you put all the guns on there?
Well, I mean, you're limited by your weight, by how much weight the ship can hold.
Oh, so it's like MechWarrior.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
So now one of the other options is I could also, instead of these 4-inch guns, I could also try to put on a bigger front-mounted splat cannon for hitting things harder. So if I were to take this off, let's say I put on a 7-inch. So this 7.9-inch gun hits really freaking hard.
Really freaking hard is always good.
Really hard. And So what I might want to do is, now this has a 15-kilometer range. What I might do is I might take these off, put on, whoops, put on two of these 7-inch guns. Now the problem is now I got to free up 100 tons. But these things will, hit a lot harder than, and have a much longer range than my previous armament. So.
Do you need the funnels, or is at all?
We go. Oh yeah, I need the funnel so I can go forward.
Oh.
So.
What about the thing on the back that looks like a power line?
Yeah, no, I need all that. So I need to figure out where can I save a little bit of. Where can I save a little bit of? I could go drop the range.
Take off the small guns, because.
There we go.
Big guns are always good.
No, this is. So I could drop the range a little bit, and have the bigger guns. That would be an option, but.
So dropping. What do you mean drop the range?
I could put in less fuel.
Oh.
Yeah, so it won't go as far. But that would be so that would be an option. Another option is I could try and increase my the volume of the ship, but that doesn't seem to.
Maybe the range would work because certain ships keep running away from you anyways.
Well, that's more of a speed thing.
I thought the range had to do with speed, since you.
Well, if you run out of fuel, that's a big deal. So. I can.
So range is like just how fast you can move overall.
Yeah.
Oh. It's just like the old word for the speed limit.
Well, yeah. The range is just how much gas you're carrying, or how much coal. So. I mean, I could reduce the size of these 3-inch guns. I could drop them down to 2 inches, but I don't think that changes my. So let's go pull that off real quick, and.
I don't think I could ever understand why anybody would build a ship and not have the biggest guns.
Well, because big guns don't fire as fast. So that weighs. So they're about the same weight. Yeah, it saves a little bit of weight, but not really that much.
Shouldn't it be like the amount of damage it takes? Like if you have small guns and you fire from a distance away, right? Compared to if you have big guns and you can't fire from a distance away. Which one does the most?
Well, so here's so the 7.9-inch gun here. This has a range of 15 kilometers. But it takes almost 27 seconds to reload. And it does a lot of damage. This 3-inch gun has a range of 9 kilometers, so it doesn't fire as far, but it only takes almost 9 seconds to reload. So I can fire 3 times with the small gun for every 1 time with the big gun.
So the 3-inch gun is better than you want to keep that.
Well, but it's a shorter range. So I have the big guns up front, so if I'm chasing somebody and they're far away, I can fire long-range shots, and then these are for up close.
One is the compensating one for the bigger one.
Yeah, so I mean the big thing is I've got to free up 166 tons. And so the smart thing's probably I just drop the fuel.
Oh.
And
have a bunch of elephants to drop the fuel. Gotta drop the fuel.
Well, no, we're just gonna. Yeah, so I can drop the fuel a little bit. No, don't want to do that. And I could drop these things down to the 2-inch guns. And they're going to be a little more accurate up close. But I think the 3 inches will hit a little harder. They're probably overall better. drop 18 tons.
I love it how
I could drop some superstructure. So I could do something like this, and that's not bad.
I love it how it shows those pictures of the weapons.
Yeah. You know, this still only it has a 7,000 kilometer range, which that's not bad. It's more survivable. It's got the big old honking front guns. So this isn't, this isn't a bad option. You can maybe
To name your ship after you edit it.
scooch you back just a little bit. There we go. That balances it. So this is probably the best I'm going to do, unless I want to sacrifice a lot of survivability.
Do you get to name your ship after you edit it?
Yeah, I can name it. Let's get a little more. I can do a little bit more armor here.
You got speed, you got guns. Armor is probably the best thing you want to add next, right?
Yeah. There we go. So I'm going to sacrifice some range. I've got more armor. I mean, I really don't like how short range it is, but that's okay. And then when I get future upgrades, I'll increase the range. This is actually a pretty good ship. I've massively increased the firepower. I think we're going to settle on this. All right.
Plus, if they try to strike you from the side, you have your small guns too.
Yeah, and this thing's reasonably fast. So, all right. So we're going to save that.
What is a bulkhead?
Those are the walls inside of a ship to prevent internal flooding or mitigate internal explosions.
Ooh,
that's why I have maximum. Yeah, I built this thing for maximum survivability. And so now we're going to take a look at the interceptor ship. This is a ship that I have a lot of problems with. It's a heavy cruiser, but it's fast. I really didn't want to sacrifice the range because these things are good raider ships, but I think that having... Here we go, the interceptor. So this thing's designed to work with the hunters. This is a little bit bigger version. It's got a big gun in the back. So let's go refit this thing. And... go reinforce the bulkheads. Alright, so this... I don't know if I want to go with Conic 2, radio. I don't know if I want to go with citric acid or not on this one. I probably won't. Citric acid caused a lot of fires. I mean, I could.
What is citric acid?
It's a high explosive, unstable. It's like firing napalm rounds, basically.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah. Screw it. We'll go for it. All right. So.
Does it cause fire that doesn't go out too?
Yeah, it caused a lot of fire. Why is this thing? Alright, so
I only stopped by to see how you
all right. Well, thanks for coming by.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that gun there.
Extreme stuff.
All right, I'll be around.
All right, peace.
All right, let's see what we can do here. Because I want this guy to be tougher. I don't know why this has so much forward weight. I've got this 9-inch gun on the back. this is just a really difficult ship. Or I could go with bigger guns on the back instead of this 4.9. I could put a 5-inch because I don't think I can put any sort of main gun on here. No, I can't. So I could put a 5-inch on it. Let's go make this gun bigger. Let's go increase the barrel lengths on all this stuff. You know, as far as this gun goes, if I took that off, I wonder what kind of, I think I could put a, could I put an 8-inch gun on it? No, I mean I could scoot it forward, but I wouldn't have the range. All right. So as far as armor goes, we could save on that. I really want to maximize out all this stuff. This is sort of a rough cruiser because it's not. Man, I don't know. I really don't like this cruiser that much. I mean, they're okay. I could put on more 2-inch guns on the side. And that puts me way over tonnage anyway. Why are you double clicking? Please don't double click. I mean, this isn't awful. It's more accurate. It has yeah, this is probably as good as we're gonna. I think it's probably as good as we're gonna get it. I'd like to fill up the rest of the guns, but it's just, this thing's just so forward heavy. I mean, what I could do is I could always move these funnels back, maybe, but I like having the turret. This is, unfortunately, this is as good as I'm gonna get it. So I think this is just what we're stuck with. So, alright, we'll save it. These interceptors aren't great. I think I mean, they do have more firepower, but they're not fantastic. Alright, so let's start refitting these ships. And then I'll start working on the battleships. I really need a better cruiser overall, but I'll get these ships refitted first. I've got 90,000 tons to work with, so. And then as far as These ships are already heading out, so they're not going to get caught up in the rebuild. So let's go and refit all of these. Boom. And that leaves me with 50,000, just under 50,000 tons, so we can get the interceptors. I don't have very many of them. I'm not going to build more. Alright, so next thing I need to refit is probably the monitors. And I may just get rid of them. These are not great ships. I don't have very many of them either, I think. Let's see what we got here for monitors. I mean, I don't want to just trash them. These 2.9s. Let's... That's not going to work. What I can do is I can put those there, or there we go. Now this has an awful pitch and roll. This thing is pretty awful. So let's see if we can do anything about this. Let's just go and add all these things. Conic 2, advanced radio, leave them on gun cotton, cap ballistic, I mean, this thing's just so unstable. I don't know if there's anything that can be done really to help this out. I mean, if we were to make it like have a huge speed, then that would stabilize it, but I mean, these are kind of a cool concept, but they're just not gonna cut it. They're just too wobbly. I mean, oh my god, that pitch. And it's a 4,000 ton armored cruiser. But it does have a, you know what, a 10 inch, almost an 11 inch gun. I mean, it's kind of cool, but I just, you know, for an invasion ship, it's... They're cool little ships, but they're just not... I don't know how to deal with that pitch. Now, what I could do is we could try and stabilize it with... You know, just make it bigger. But that doesn't even help that much. It just really doesn't. So... I don't think we're going to worry about this one so much. I just don't know what we're going to do with it. Just relics of a bygone era. Alright, so we're going to I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, and I'm going to think about this, and I'll be right back. Alright, I think we're just going to hold off on the monitor because it's just such an old ship. Now the Guardian, these guys, I've only got like 5 of them, but I think they're worth fixing up. This is not a bad ship. So let's see what we can do with this guy. We can go with the better engines and hydraulic steering, better armor. We can just go with better everything and make it more survivable. Go with more ammo. I'm going to leave the gun cotton because the pitric acid is a little bit splody. Soft capped and cap ballistic. So, and I could make it a bigger, chunkier ship. I'd like it to be able to go 20 knots. $19 isn't awful. You know, these 2.9s, let's go and rework some of these. So, for example, so these have 10.9-inch guns, which are very respectable. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger. Oh, we need conic 2 and the advanced radio. So this is, you know, this isn't awful. I could make it go faster if we kept it to 18 knots. Now, so one of the things I want to do is we can take some of these. Let's take some of these 2.9s and we'll go with the turret. And instead of having all of those guns, I think I'm just going to have a single twin turret, which, I mean, I could have a single twin turret like this, or having uh, no, we'll go with the we'll just go with the turret. We'll go like that. Now having these up here, I don't think I can put a turret up on this, so these are probably fine. Back here, we could take these off and go with a single turret. I can't really position it back far enough, so if I put it right here, and we'll go turn this one around. There we go. And that gives us room that we could have an additional set of guns. That really cuts it off. I could do something like that. So that's not bad there. And then I'd like to have bigger guns up top for taking out bigger things, but I don't have the tonnage for it. So what I could do is I could take you guys off. And let's now there's a 4.9 somewhere. Let's go take you guys off. I don't need you. Now let's go take you off. Oh, I can't make that work. That's interesting. Now I could potentially put a bigger gun turret. Instead of going with the 2.9s, I could go with like a 4-inch or something. So I do something like this. I don't need, with the aft weight, I don't need the torpedo back there anymore. Now these little guns here, I mean, as much as I'd love to put a turret, that's not going to fit. So we are stuck with the single mounts. So that's not awful. So what I could do is I could upgrade, instead of this little gun, I could put like a 5-inch or something. Or what I could do is just beef up the armor, make it a little more stable. We're running at 19 knots. I could try to beef up the beam and the draught. I don't know if... So this gives me basically no free tonnage. If I went to 0, whoops, that gives me a lot more stability. That, so 24 and 20, 23 and 22. So I could go with a lot more. I go with more draught and have extra floatability, and that might be something to write home about. Now, if I were to work on the beam, that makes it quite a bit more stable, but it's less maneuverable, larger target. Because one possibility is I take off, instead of this 2.9, I could go with a... I go with like a 5-inch gun and beef this up. Or go with an 8-inch gun. But this starts making it kind of overweight. Let's just check this out for a moment here. So I could have this big ass 8-inch gun here. If I can, I'll just hover it over this way. So 5,000 meters has a 2.5-inch or 2.5% accuracy. Not as good as the 10-inch, but it's, you know, it's not bad. I think for this purposes, though, I think what we're going to do, I think I just want the smaller... I think I just want the smaller guns. So we could do something like this, or I say screw, put on 5-inch guns and just have a bigger... Let's go see how this goes here. So this 5-inch gun, it's got a 2.3 accuracy. It's got a range of 14 to 15 kilometers. And these 2 inches have a range of 12. It's not really that big of a difference. And for taking out small boats, I think the 2-inch guns are going to be more useful right now. The 5 inches are nice, but I think we're just going to go with a crap load of 2-inch guns and more armor. I think that's the plan. And then we just need some more forward weight. Whoops. I wonder if I can move these forward any like that. And then, I mean, we're relatively stable now, which is good. I could keep jacking up the deck. This adds some more stability. I don't know if I need that much deck armor. But it definitely makes me a stable shooting platform. So I mean, this makes it pretty stable. You know, I could try widening the ship. If I go from 0 to I mean, that makes me very stable there, but I have to drop some armor. Let's see if I can... I mean, that's pretty good. Now, if I keep increasing this, eventually this stuff has to be repositioned. That'd be sort of a pain to do. I could do it, but 9.5, 9.4, 9.3. Try 9. 8.5. 8.6. 8.7. 8.8. 8.9. So 9 is the cutoff. Alright, so there we go. So this is pretty stable. Let's get some internal deck and alright, and it's perfectly balanced. I mean, this is actually a really nice ship now. I don't think I can make any more of these, but this is a really nice ship. Can I add some? We can add some barbette. Nope. Alright, well, I guess this is what we have got. Alright. Let us save this. Man, I would almost want to make more of these things. I mean, they're slow, though, is the problem. They're only 19 knots, but I can use these for invasion ships at this point. Because they're, 12,000 tons. Alright, and I can't build these anymore because they're obsolete. But we will definitely refit them as invasion ships. Alright, so let's go and get these things rebuilt. Except they're already en route to the oh no, those are chunky boys that are going. So how much 56, I do like 3 of them. We'll do 2 first, and then we'll make sure I've got 81. I better wait. Alright, so let's proceed a little bit. And then we'll work on the invasion fleets next, and then finally the chunky boys. So this will work out okay, I think. Sure, we'll sell you an export destroyer. All right. 45%. Let's do another turn. Alright, so we got 100% chance. Let's check out our... Alright, let's go refit the rest of these. Alright, very good. And... where are we at? Let's, so we're okay with France. England, I don't want to poke them anymore for now. Germany is okay. Russia, US, that's okay. China, don't care about. Italy, don't care about. Japan, don't care about. Spain. I think we're good. All right, so we're gonna go one more turn, and hopefully conquer this place. Then eventually I need to get a heavier cruiser that could handle this. Alright, so we have Madagascar now. Alright, right on. So, now the chunky boys, I'm going to have you guys... I'm going to have you guys port here for a little bit before I send you back. And then you guys are going to go back here to get refitted. And you're going to go... Oops. You're going to go back here to get refitted. Alright, there we go. So, we'll do that. And let's see what else we... So we got our naval communications, and we're just going to keep on pushing that. So the next thing I need to do is my invasion ships. These guys... And I really do want to fix up the monitors. I just don't know how I want to do it. Let's go see the invasion ships, and let's see what I can do about them. Because I need these guys to go faster. I mean, they're okay. They're just not that okay. Because these guys get turned to... I mean, these are really stable firing platforms. I mean, they are actually pretty good. So let's just make these guys better. Just upgrade all of the things for survivability. And also make sure we get the better rangefinder, better radio equipment. I don't care about the hydraulic turrets, really. I go with advanced hydraulic turrets, but... Well, I mean, it might... How much ton does that add? 1228. That's adding like 100 tons. Let's do that. Okay. So these 10.9s are... They're fine. I mean, I could add bigger gun turrets, but I don't know if it's really worth it. These are already as chunky as they can be. So I really want to... Can I go 19? So 18 knots is about where I can comfortably go. I might be able to push them faster, but 18.5. So 18.1. That jumps up a lot. So 18 is the limit. That's as fast as these boys are going. All right, that's better than 16. And that's okay. These guys have a... I mean, they've got a lot of firepower. So, I've got the big guns here. What I kind of want to do... I've got some tonnage. Let's... If I take you off... And... If I put on... If I put on an 8-inch gun, well, that's going to make me way heavy right off the bat. I would love to mount a bunch of 8-inch guns on here as secondary armament, but I don't know. I go with the 2.9s, and these are easy cells. Can I put a 2.9 on here? No, it won't let me. So I could kind of start beefing some of these up. And this is still perfectly balanced. I could add more armor. Wow, it's got a 13-inch main deck. No wonder it's so stable. I really don't want to change it too much. I mean, I could switch out these turrets, but it's already... Whoops, that's... You know, I could improve the forward and aft belt, and that might be something I would look at doing, because these aren't great. So let's just start beefing up the armor here. That's pretty good. And let's... Alright, so that's not bad. I've got the torpedo in the back, but, you know, I just don't want to screw with this, because this is just a good ship. So I think we just leave this alone. We gave it new technology. It goes a little bit faster. It's got more survivability, and I think this is just peachy. Oh, I should have increased the length of the 2-inch gun. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it alone. What does this got? It's got a range of 9 kilometers. I don't want to mess with it. I mean, if I did, and this is from 9 kilometers to 10. It's an extra kilometer. Yeah, I might as well. There we go. We'll dock just a little bit off of that. There we go. So that's perfect. This is a really perfect ship. Now we're going to save you. This is going 18 knots, which means if I could fix up the monitors and maybe do something with it, but I don't know. The monitors are they're just there for tonnage, and they're just not great. I think I'm going to scrap them. I mean, as much as I like the monitors, I think I just scrapped the ships, and because I don't even know how experienced the crew is. Let's see here. Monitor, it's veteran, regular, veteran. I mean, they're veterans. They're good crews. Alright, fine. Because you are experienced crews, I will fix up the monitors. I don't have high expectations. They don't need to go that fast. Alright, so what are we going to do with you guys? We're just going to... These are 2.9s. Can I put an actual... No, I can't. Oops, don't want to put them there. There we go. Alright, so... We're just gonna do a tech upgrade on you. And... These things are so unstable. Go 20. Oh, you know what we can do? We can make you chunky. That's what we'll do. Oops. Um, 54. Alright, so we can do that. There we go. So that improves their stability quite a bit, actually. Makes them a little chunkier. They're going 20 knots, which is not awful. We've added over 1,000 tons of displacement. I could put another... I mean, I could put bigger guns on this, but these are for guarding against torpedo boats and stuff, so they don't need that. And so we're gonna go pull these off, and instead we're gonna have turrets like that. So I can't fit another one of these up here. We could do something like this. So that's not awful. Oh, you know what we could do? We could also put... You'd think I could put something like this up here. Can I do a 3-inch? No. No, that doesn't want to. I could put something like that in the back. That doesn't really help me that much. Can I take those off and put on? No, I can't. So I can do that. This isn't awful. I mean, this is actually gone from being awful to not so awful. I could put some casemates on here, but I don't... That adds a little bit of instability, but this gives me a lot more side firepower if I want it. Although I don't know how, but it adds to my roll. 33, so 55 and 33, and if I take these off, that's 5% roll for a little bit extra firepower. I don't know. I mean, I've got all of these, so I don't know if I really need the extra broadside. The casemate guns are just really unbalancing. I could do something like that, 28.7, 28.5. The casemates are just really unbalancing weapons. I could just start jacking that up. And I think what I'll do is I'll just... Oh, you know what I ought to do? Let's leave that at 2 inches. 3, 4, 1. And we're just gonna jack up the armor. Let's go with 5 inches and... Whoops. Maybe a little too much. Let's take some of that down, and there we go. Alright, so this isn't awful. I think this is a good enough tech upgrade. It maintains the ships, and this will be good enough. And I'll just keep using these until they eventually get sunk. Because I do kind of like these ridiculous ships. So, alright, good enough. There we go. So let's go refit these guys. So I know I've got the tonnage in my shipyards to be able to do that. And I don't expect these things to do super well, but it'll be alright. How much? Yeah, I got plenty. Alright, so I've got not enough to do a oops, we're going to go a turn, let some of those ships get back to port, and then we'll start upgrading them. No, I'm satisfied. I got to keep my monitors. They're not bad ships, and I'll call it good enough. I'll still have to be a little bit careful. Alright, so we're doing good on port size, so let's refit the remaining hunters, and let's refit. Did you not make it back yet? No, you didn't make it back yet. You're still traveling. Alright, right on. And I've got 20,000 tons that I can do. Guardians are already being refitted, so I can start refitting some of the invasion ships. I'll refit one of these. That's going to take a little bit of time, and I don't want to overburden myself. And what do we have research-wise? Boilers, what's coming online? Destroyer stuff, don't care about that. Don't care about the electric steering gear. Naval communications will take a while. Alright. And then, is there anything else that I still need to... I need to redesign the Chunky Boy. That's kind of the last one I need to redesign. I'm going to wait just a little bit on him because I don't have the tonnage to do anything about it yet. I want to finish getting my other, like, my other interceptors and cruisers taken care of. Taxes booming, so we do more naval budget or economy. Social stuff. We're not doing social stuff. That never is a good idea. So, I've got plenty of money, 150 million. So let's go for GDP. And then submarines, I don't care. And then we could have a bigger, yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so it's very Alright, so we've got 10,000 tons on the table. So let us do that, and then I gotta wait to do my interceptor. And we're just getting everything ready. I probably ought to bring the Chunky Boys back because they're not doing any good down there. And I need to have more of my light cruisers down this way. Britain and Italy went to war. That's interesting. Sell those. Alright, so we'll get that refitted, and we've got 50,000 that we can easily do. So let's do three of those and see how much we got left. We can do one more. Whoops. Alright, that's good. It would do me good to bring the Chunky Boys back home. I do need 3 more light ships to bring down this way. So it's an interceptor and 2 hunters. So let's bring you guys down to Madagascar. It'll take me 2 turns to get here. And then the Chunky Boys, you're going to go back, go hang out here in, like, Catalina. Actually, hang out in Tobruk. Alright. And that looks good. And then we'll finish getting the interceptors done. We'll get all my light ships done. Then I'll get the invasion ships. Then I'll start working on the Chunky Boys last. And then I will start designing new ships, which I can do the new ships even while I'm at war, because I just need to be able to I need to be able to crush the British fleet and take Gibraltar. Actually, it would be really nice to Spain took Gibraltar, then I don't go to war with Britain, I just go to war with Spain, take it from Spain. But I don't know if Gibraltar can be land invaded from Spain. Because it's a really defensible place. I'd actually like to go to Gibraltar one of these days and check it out. I think that'd be very cool. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work out. Let's go increase our shipyard, and we can build more invasion ships. Alright, so that takes care of that. So now, do we have any research that I need to worry about? Turret mechanisms, small gun barrels, for 2-inch and lower. So I would like to get that done in one turn, so I can, and then Mark III 11-inch guns. Actually, let's get these two things done really quick, because I'll use those on the chunky boys. So that's not bad. I think this is coming along pretty well. And turn that off. Let's make sure there are no more. So those are all fixed up. So we'll go one more turn. And then we will start working on the chunky boys. Alright, we have the Mark III 11-inch guns, sell the export stuff. Alright. I am quite satisfied with that. And our naval communications is coming along, but that's going to be some time before that gets done. So, got plenty of shipyard space now, so let's look at the chunky boy. So this is a Mark III 9-inch gun. These things are as chunky as they can be. They're relatively stable. Let's go with, stack all this up. Double bottom, better bulkheads, better anti-flood, more ammo. So these things were already pretty advanced. Now these 2-inchers here, let's do that. Alright. Actually, what I ought to do is I would have them just sticking out sideways. Like that. That would be the ideal way to do it. Alright, so this beefs it up a little bit. These are 5.9s. I mean, these things aren't like, these are just invasion ships. They're chunky ships. I can't really put these anywhere. And these are mostly for just sieging stuff anyway. So we can stabilize that a little bit. 20 knots is pretty good. I don't think I'm getting any more speed out. If I go 21, it's going to get really heavy. So I don't see me adding more guns. I mean, I could put some of these side guns on, but I really don't think that's going to do much good. I think we're just going to beef up the armor. Alright, that's a chunky boy. That is about as good as it's going to get. It's relatively stable, and it's just for invading stuff. I could have increased the 2-inch barrel length, and I forgot to. So if I do that, then these things have problems. That's weird. Well, these are already having problems anyway. Oh, that's something wrong with that. If we go 2-inch guns, it'd probably be better for me to put like that. And so that gives it some offset. Actually, what I could do is I could put, so that has a good firing arc. If I were to put a gun here, that it goes off, kind of hurts the firing arc a little bit. And that really messes the firing arc. So it's not really worth putting the extra gun there, I don't think. Yeah, this isn't bad here, so we can just start beefing up the... Which guns have a poor area fire? Oh, we've got these 2.9s back here to... Oh, because it's really forward heavy. That's the problem. That's why I had to stick those back there. I see what we did. That's fine. We'll leave those alone. That's fine. Let's just add a little bit of deck armor. There we go. That's pretty good. I am quite satisfied with this. And let's double check everything. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. Yep. Alright, let's go save it. Alright, so there's our chunky boy. Alright, so we'll start refitting some of these. And then I'll probably take a break, and then we'll go pick a fight after the break. Because this should be in pretty good shape now for our ships. We have plenty of tonnage. So we can do a couple more. Then we can do one more. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pushing our luck. So let's get this guy finished refitting. Now I would like to have better light cruisers. I need more ships. If I'm going to control all of Africa, I really need more ships. I need more, probably cruisers, probably long-range intercepting ships. How are we doing research-wise? We're almost to the naval communications, so maybe we'll get my radio direction finder, which would be massive. I don't know if I want to refit all of my ships with radio direction finding just right off the bat. It'd be useful. I won't bother with the invasion fleets. I think I would do it with my light cruisers. The interceptor heavy cruisers just don't deliver. I'm not. They're okay at the time, but they're just not quite what I want. Although I am hopeful about the new light cruisers. Yeah, we'll piss them off a little bit. Alright, so let's get the rest of the chunky boys done. And there we go. So that's gonna do it. And then the cruiser design. 11,000 ton heavy cruiser. I'd really like to have better cruisers. So let's go kick it forward one more turn. And let's see what we get. Britain and Germany. Oh, that's interesting. So what can we do if we have a new design? So my old heavy cruiser designs are obsolete. So what are our options for... So here's the fast armored cruiser, and I don't like that one. That's really awkward. Here's Armored Cruiser 4, which is almost as fast. Oh. Alright, so this has a hull form of 60 versus 7. That's nice. Has much more stability and floatability, and has better resistance. So let's say we make this narrow. Can we go 25 knots? Can we go 30 knots? No, we can't. We go, well, we're not going to go maybe 25, 26. Oh, that's going from 25 to 26 is a big difference, but we can go 25 knots solid. 24, 25, so we could do it. And then let's say we put in all the stuff. We could make a... We could potentially make a... pretty decent cruiser. For main guns, we need 8-inch. We want 8-inch. Let's do all that. Dual funnel large. Let's say 11 versus 5. Now the problem's going to be the air intake. And go dual funnel small, let's say. I mean, these standard funnels, we could just sort of stack them up. So, I mean, we could do it. It would be... we do something like this. I mean, we could do it. Or at least go 20... if we cut the range down. We could certainly at least go 24 knots. So I think this is doable. We could make some interceptor cruisers. So I'm going to wait a few turns and see if I get the radio direction finder. And then I could stack up some 8-inch guns up on the... on the front. Let's see here. So we could do something. We do something like that. You know, just I could do like a pursuit cruiser like this, which would be kind of stupid looking, but I mean this would hunt shit down. That would be pretty badass. You know, I'd have to skimp some places or something, but you know, maybe I can. No, that's not going to help it. And if I go with more beam, that's going to just... I need the speed. But even if I went 24 knots, you know, I could do an interceptor cruiser like this, and that's really where it's at. give it a longer operational range if I can. I really can't. But this would be sort of the start of something that I could do. All right, so I'm going to take a break, and then when I come back, we're going to pick a fight, and I'll start developing the rest of the stuff. But I think this might be what I do, something like that, coming up. That's my gut feeling. I think that's what we can do for cruisers, and it might make a. Although it might be better to have something. Have a rear turret, so I have a larger citadel for more weight. But we'll think about that in a bit. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. I will be back in a few minutes.